we talk about the business, the family, and the many shenanigans involved. I am Emily King, and my better half, Richie King, is not here today. So we are having the man behind the ones and the twos join us on camera today, Mr. Harrison King. Welcome to the set. Welcome to this side of the set. Don't forget, you can check us out most Mondays, somewhere around lunchtime or early lunch. And you can listen on any of the podcast channels. So
I guess I probably should have adjusted this before I got on, huh?
you probably should have, Mr. Man in Charge. So, yeah. So we're here for another Monday podcast.
Let me pull out my talking points because this is how you properly produce a podcast over here. You know what I'm saying? So just getting on the podcast and going willy-nilly, like nothing, like, you know.
Willy-nilly is supposed to be entertaining.
Yeah, well.
Maybe not so much so.
Not so much anymore, if you know what I'm saying.
I see your head is getting bigger and bigger as you sit in that chair.
So you recently had a trip last week.
I did.
You were gone for half the week.
Half the week. Just 2 days.
Things here turned into a party. I'll tell
Thursday
you that.
and Friday.
I'll tell you that. I had to put on my scrubs for a little bit. Go into a room, act as Dr. King. They're like, I didn't know a man doctor worked here. I was like, well, he does now.
A man doctor.
So... What?
That's
what they call him, isn't it?
I still giggle every time I think of you in scrubs going into a room.
Yeah.
Like that like visual in itself is enough to make me laugh.
Yeah. Well, I didn't go to school for it, but I definitely can wear scrubs. So, how was it? How was your trip? Did you
good.
guys do anything to the house?
No, not much. Well, we did create some.
What are you laughing for? I'm just listening.
Because you're like, what?
What did you do?
I did a little project. I had some.
What are you laughing for?
Because I feel like you're interviewing me. Okay. I had some pallets left over from when I had some rocks delivered. And so I made a headboard out of pallets.
Oh, Madeline would be very impressed.
I sent it to Madeline. Did you know?
No.
I sent her pictures. She and I were communicating. Yes. And I said, oh my gosh, every time I do this, I think of you, because I always think, would Madeline think this is cool? And so then I took pictures of it and sent it to her.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. And it was not expensive to do.
Wait, it was a headboard.
It was a headboard for a bed.
Oh.
And I made it out of
pallets?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay. It's more than okay. It's really cool looking.
All right.
I'll have to you want me to pull up a picture?
I mean, you can show me. I can't. Nobody's behind the
Nobody's behind the ones and the twos.
It's kind of running itself.
Tell them about what your plan is for
That is on my list of talking points, actually.
It is, huh?
Yes.
Well, hold on. I want to go back to my headboard
that's fine,
because
yeah,
I'm pretty proud of it.
Okay.
Let me find a good picture.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go pull up the chat.
No one can see my headboard. Do you see this?
Oh, wow. That does look good, actually.
See? It does look good. I know, right? Yeah. All right. And it just, it came together really nice. Trevor really likes it. It's on Trevor's bed that he has there. See, look, here's another picture of the bed on it.
Oh, yeah.
See?
You see that? No, I'm not even.
It's kind of blurry. So I did that, and I painted a bed, another bed, and we did a lot. Calvin did a lot of fishing, so we did a lot of fishing. He is the master now.
Did you catch a lot of
fishing? Yeah, he caught 20 fish.
What?
Yeah.
20 fish?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
He's got it dialed in now. So he goes down to the pier, and he's got his fishing logbook, so he writes down everything about what he does that day, and then the temperatures, what he uses to catch it.
Yes.
And he's got his times of day that he always goes. He always goes at about 9:30, 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and then approximately 5 to 5:30 p.m.
Yes.
And as soon as he drops his hook in off the pier into the water right there, it's like maybe 4.5 to 5 feet deep on this side of the deck or whatever, the pier.
Yes.
He, within 10 seconds, he has a fish biting.
Does he take the temperature of the water or just what it's outside?
Just ambient temperature.
Oh.
And so he's caught brim, he's caught sunflower, and he's caught smallmouth bass.
Wow.
And so his record on one day was like 14 fish in one day.
Jeez. Are you sure it's not the same one?
No, it's not. Well, I don't know. I would think so. We're not the best at getting the hooks out. So
Right.
you can see kind of like if you leave a little, small
Right.
laceration or whatever from the hook, but they all have survived going back into the water. So,
Well, there you go.
and he's
Interesting.
gotten good at, then he
Keeps
holds
them
them and
entertained.
pulls out the hook and puts
Yeah.
them back in the water. And they're, the biggest fish he's gotten so far is about that big.
Wow.
I mean, but that's not bad for fishing right off of
No,
the dock.
for a 9-year-old, no.
So he's pretty excited about that.
20 fish on one trip. That's pretty nice.
So do you know what? So in the logbook, it says, it asks you, the stuff like the number of fish you caught, what about them, what did you use to catch them, what kind of fishing rod, and then it goes through what's the temperature, blah blah blah, and it's like name something that you learned during, or a fishing technique, or something else that you learned during this fishing.
Wait, so this is like a proper book? It's
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not.
And
like
you
a,
write in it,
Okay.
and then it's just a nice way of logging, kind
Okay.
of like what you've been doing. And so one of the questions that it asks you every time is name something that you've learned, name a fishing trick you've learned, or something else you learned during this fishing episode or event or adventure or whatever. And so he puts down multiple times now. He's put patience, and the last time he put patience and silence.
Wow. It's not two things that he cannot do.
Right.
So-
So yeah, he's Mr.
Wow.
Chatty Cathy. So
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
so him and Dad go down there, and I mean between the two of them, they must talk.
Oh, yeah.
talk.
I
So
bet
anyway,
they do.
so Reggie is just hilarious
funny.
because he always can make Calvin laugh. And the first couple times they were using a hook too big, and so the fish were eating around the hook. They wouldn't take the hook because the hook was too big for the fish. And so Richie was always like, just making funny comments, but he was like, the last time Calvin thought it was so funny, he was laughing so hard I could hear him up at the porch.
Yeah.
And Dad said, "Those sons of bitches are taking the worm right off the hook." And Calvin just thought that was really hilarious.
That is funny.
So
I was running. Last week I called you about a work question, and apparently you and Dad were down at the dock, and Calvin was upstairs, and Calvin had your phone. And so I called Calvin, and Calvin said, "Hey, what do you want?" I said, "Okay, well, hi, how's it going? I need to talk to Mom. I need to just ask her a question. Can you take it to the phone to her?" He's like, "Oh, Harris, I'm all the way up." In his little 9-year-old grammar, it's not exactly like this, but he said, "Harrison, I'm upstairs. I'm at the house. They're down at the dock." And I said, "Okay, well, can you run down there?" He was like, "Oh, I can try." So, okay, well, do it. I was like, just run down there. And while he's running, I can obviously tell he's running, which I probably should have told him to walk because it's a steep hill. He's running, and obviously he trips on something, and he catches himself. He's like, "Oh, shit." I was like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, "Okay, well, go." I said, "Go, be more careful." He's like, "Here's, I'm trying." I was like, "Okay." And I finally talked to you.
yeah, he
But-
ran it all the way down there.
Yes, I know.
So he did what you told him
It
to.
was very funny.
Oh, the other thing we did, we went to a festival in Harriman, in downtown Harriman, which was
Oh.
a lot of fun. It was really small, and they were. Did I tell you the story already?
No.
About they're having a pirate festival at the end of May, like so Memorial Day weekend. The tourism part of Harriman brings in Roane County, brings in this group, and then they have this event at the end of May, and it's like the last 2 weekends of May.
Yeah.
So these people that are part of this group or this company were there at the festival getting people interested in this upcoming event. So they're dressed up as pirates. And so they were talking like pirates, and they were like, "Oi, matey," and all this stuff, okay?
Great.
So Calvin thought it was so cool. So they're up on the stage talking, and he's like, "What are they talking about?" And he goes, "Let's go listen." And so we went over there listening. He goes, "Oh," he goes, "they're calling people up there on the stage." He's like, "I want to go on the stage." And I was like, "No, you don't really, do you
Yeah,
really?"
he's gonna get up there and freeze.
And he goes, "I want to go up there." He goes, "They're getting tickets for the event. If you go up there, they're getting tickets for the event." He's like, "How do you get up there?" And I go, "It sounds like the pirates asking people for what talents do they want to share." So the pirates up there going, "What talents do you have out there? Who's next? Who wants to share their talents?" And they're going on and on. And so I'm like, "It looks like you just raise your hand." And so Calvin, watches a couple of times, and then he's like, "I'm going to do it." He goes, "What can I do?" And I go, "I have no idea. Dance." I'm like,
yeah.
"Show me your dancing." And so he was doing the dance. He's like, "I know." He goes, I'll tell a joke. And I said, okay.
Great.
And so he goes, what joke should I tell? And I was like, I don't know. Think of the dad joke book that you like. And so he goes, why did the chicken cross the road? And I was like, why? And he goes, to get to, I was like, no, you can't tell that joke. I was like, go tell one of the jokes from the dad book. And I'm like, what's the nun joke? And so then he remembered the nun joke because that's one he's got memorized.
Right.
And so the people are like, the guy again is like, okay, who is next to share their talents? And Calvin's like, me. Like, this is a kid. Like, he's hilarious. And one of the pirates is like, him over here, this guy over here. And he runs up there. And so the two guys, the pirates, the two actors are up there going, he's a bit shy. He doesn't really want to come up. And he's running as fast as he can, like just being sarcastic, He goes up there and they're like, what's your name, matey? And he goes, Calvin. And the guy goes, okay. And the guy was really clever that was doing this. It was really funny. And he goes, what's the talent that you're sharing today? And he goes, I can tell a joke. And he goes, oh, comedian, huh? And so then so he asked them the joke and Calvin says the joke. And the joke was, knock, knock. And then the guy said, who's there? And he said, a nun. And then the guy said, none who? And then Calvin goes, none of your business.
Great. Wow, I'm sure that got a laugh.
The guy was so cute because he laughed and he was like, all right, that's, he goes, do you have another one? And Calvin's like, nope.
Yep, that's it.
And
That's
so
all
then
you get.
he won a ticket to go to the festival.
Wow.
So now he's super excited. When we go back, he's going to go to the festival.
There you go.
And you can dress up like pirates. And so, of course, now he's like,
You gotta
I
dress
need
up
to get
as
a
pirate.
costume. And
Right.
I was
That's
like, let's
too
get
funny.
Harrison and Madeline to dress up with us.
Oh, great. Thanks, Mom. Jeez.
So
This is always what happens.
this is what happens. Everybody gets roped
Madeline
in.
did that same thing the other day. She did actually something that you've been known for doing.
What was
She
that?
came to me the other day. Actually, no. Casey texted me and said, hey, Zerla, one of our friends, is having a party. I said, when? He said, next Friday. I was like, I didn't know about this. He said, well, Madeline said you're going. I was like, oh, great. And then I texted Madeline, or I talked to her. I was like, hey, babe, Zerla's having a party next Friday? She said, yeah. And I said, okay, so apparently we're going? And she was like, yeah, you don't have to come, though, which is cue for you're coming anyway. Like, you can't stay home. I'm like, well, I would have liked to have known first. She's like, whatever. So
There you go. You're
Yep.
going to a
That's
party.
something Mom was known for doing was, hey, you gotta watch. Hey, so you're watching Calvin tonight at 5. It's like 4:30. I'm like, oh, okay, great. We're going out to dinner at 5. I'm like, great. I don't have anything planned or anything, Jeez.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, speaking of Madeline, we went up to St. Louis this weekend.
Yes, congratulations, Kirsten, on graduation.
Yeah, I know. Congratulations, Kirsten, on
That is
graduation.
amazing and awesome.
No, it is depressing seeing all these graduations. I tell you, it was funny because
You mean just because of the environment right now?
No, because of them being virtual, or some of them.
That's what I
most
mean.
of them.
Like, so you
Yeah.
mean you feel like that they can't do them real life. So they
No.
actually did not have a graduation.
So Maryville did not have a graduation. They had virtual graduation, but it was just a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and like they basically gave out awards to people, and that was it. They all apparently, she said that it was 5 professors or whoever that got up and said, guys, like, we're so proud of you, and we can't believe that we got through this year. That's it. So, but Fontbonne, the school that she's going to, was having graduation. So she was like, what the? Makes sense though, because Fontbonne's a private Catholic school,
Oh, yeah.
and Maryville is not. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So they had their graduation, Fonbon did, but not.
but Maryville did not. They had it virtually.
So they gave the kids all caps and gowns, and then you had to just do it at home.
Yeah. Kirsten,
That's so
I
weird.
know. Kirsten had a weird thing though where like her actual, I don't know what it was. Like I think what they did was they had an actual graduation for everybody and like for the year of 2021, I guess.
Okay.
But they had like another like ceremony for each school.
I was gonna say for each of their schools, they
So like
probably
she
did.
got in her cap and gown and like gave this like super small like thank you or whatever on video live. And so I think everyone might have done that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, got it.
So thank God I graduated when I did because, well, I didn't even go to graduation, so it doesn't even matter. Madeline, I brought that up, and Madeline was like, well, Madeline said, why didn't you go again? I was like, because I don't like Webster, and I don't really care for them anymore, and
You were going to have to go back. It was going to
I
be
was
May.
gonna. Oh, that's right, because I already moved back
Because
home.
you graduated in 3.5
I
years.
graduated in
Yeah.
3.5 years, and they actually had a graduation in the winter, but it was like just ridiculous and stupid, so I didn't do that, and didn't get a cap and gown, didn't go, and honestly, thank God we didn't go because it was raining and very cold apparently,
Yeah.
and everybody there was complaining, and I don't want need to be around all that crap. Some people were like, I got pneumonia. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. So just go inside then. You don't need to be there. Jeez. Anyway.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was fun though. We went to this restaurant called Circle 7 Ranch. And it was so good. I got something that I didn't think I was going to get, but I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm ever going to get this again. I got the Impossible Tacos.
Why are they called Impossible Tacos?
Because they had Impossible Burger in them. Vegan burger. I was like, why not? Right? Tasted pretty good.
Did they?
Not gonna lie. Yeah. I don't know what got into me, but I was like, why not?
So you ate that at a ranch at a steak place.
Yeah. Probably a massive mistake. But
that's interesting because you're such a meat person.
I know. But I was like, I needed something light. And actually, funny enough, those Impossible Tacos usually when I eat tacos, it's just heavy.
Yeah.
Like it's just heavy food, right? I wanted something light because I did a workout that day, which, my God, this workout I did the same one I did in Florida that I did in St. Louis on Saturday. And I felt terrible, mainly because on that Friday, before Saturday, obviously, I only had Five Guys and candy.
Okay.
So probably not the
That's
best
probably
thing to
not the
have.
best thing.
Yeah. But it was, Madeline was working from home, and I, went and got Five Guys because, it was a Friday. I was like, whatever. We're wanting Five Guys. I want some fries from there. The fries are really good.
I like their fries.
And then she was like, and then on our way to St. Louis, she said, we stopped at the gas station, and she said, what do you want from the gas station? I said, it's like, see if they have any Three Musketeers and sweet tart ropes. I was like,
Sweet tart ropes.
I was like,
how old are you?
I hadn't had them in forever. I can't eat like a whole lot of sweets because if I do, I just go down this rabbit hole. But, yeah, so it didn't turn out well. I
I think you guys all did that. You did it, then Holden did it, and Johnny is in that phase right now.
Yeah, no. Once you get older, you can't do it. So
they,
it now.
They must just do it now.
Yep.
And then they just decide it's not worth it.
Yep, because it destroys your stomach. And don't, for the love of God, eat a whole tub of dried pineapple. It'll mess up your stomach for the rest of your life. I still have problems.
I think we talked about that more.
I still have problems. Thanks, babe. Bring.
Oh
Jesus.
gosh.
She brought all.
Listen, you're the one who ate the entire tub.
Well, I didn't think
She
it was
didn't
going to
force
affect
it
me
down
that
you.
way. I didn't know that eating like a 3/4 of a whole tub of. I'm saying tub, but it was like this big. It was one of those mini tubs.
Yeah.
But I ate the entire thing, and it was when I wasn't eating candy. I was probably in like the middle of it, of waning away from it, and I was like, "This isn't candy; it's dried pineapple." But it tasted like candy, so I was like, "Oh, it's not." Yeah. So a month or two later, I realized that it was probably not the best for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
So
and
don't do it.
Miralax had a good relationship for a while.
Yeah, a little too good a relationship, honestly. Yeah.
So, what else happened over the weekend? Anything else interesting?
We went to the restaurant. I did my workout on Saturday, which was good. Also, I need to buy a new crap. Something that you weigh yourself with. I'm having.
It would
brain
be a
fart.
scale.
A scale. Thank you.
Yes.
Doctor.
Yeah.
I need to buy a new scale because I weighed myself this morning. I was down to 207.3 last week. I was like, yes. I was like, I finally broke 209. I was like, I've been there for a few weeks. I need to get down. Weighed myself this morning. I was 193. I was like, well, that's not right. There's no way. I was eating Five Guys, and actually we had Domino's last night because we got home late and I didn't want to cook. So I was like, why not, right? So that was like, that's not right. Weighed myself again. I was 209. I was like, geez. I was like, really? It's like, did I really gain 2 pounds back after I did a hard workout Saturday? It just doesn't make sense to me because I did a hard workout Saturday. I didn't do anything Sunday, but I ate terribly on Sunday.
Maybe you just picked back up the water weight. You said you weighed more. You said you were 193.
No, well, that was wrong. I was not 193. That was just false. That was just a mistake.
Okay, got it.
So I weighed myself again. I was 209. Well, I was like, okay, that's probably right.
Yes,
I guess.
that's right. It's probably so because some people
But-
are like sugar and carbs and stuff. It pulls water.
I'll
and
tell
so
you,
then
Five Guys does for sure. I could if I ate 3 Five Guys in a week, I'd gain like 5 pounds. There's no way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just doesn't make sense because I ate horribly in Florida. I did 3 days of cardio, but we were in Florida for Saturday to Saturday, and I ate terribly. I had mounds of candy, right? I had a relapse. I had mounds of candy, and then ate
That's because there was the candy store.
ate fried foods, had donuts, whatever. I was the same weight there when I got back.
I don't know. I don't know what to
Stupid.
tell you.
So, although in the pictures I sent you, that we took when we did the parade, I'll talk about that in a sec. But we took pictures this weekend for Kirsten's graduation. I noticed it in my face. I'm really happy with it. So,
You look good.
thanks. That's
Yeah.
that's actually what I was fishing for. So now that you said that, we can move on.
Okay. Yes,
Um,
I thought you did look good in the pictures.
I'm just joking. I was not fishing for that, guys. I'm not that crazy. But we did a parade for Kirsten. We went down a street, we decorated all of our cars, and we drove past their house, and we honked our horns and did all that stuff. So
With the whole family.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
cute.
So, and then they proceeded to stay for 2 hours and talk, which I did not participate in. I don't know. You know what? This actually brings up a good point because this is another thing on my list. Is I have never been the one to. I'm very much like Dad. I've never been the one to talk when there's large groups of people like that. Do you know what I mean? Like when
Yes.
we ever have Christmas gatherings, Dad will always be off in the corner with his drink, like being like, "Hey, Rich, how are you?" I'll be like, "Haha, good." Go back to drinking his drink. Like that's actually what he does, right?
Right.
But I feel like I do it. I'm like worse than him because I'll be out there, sitting, watching everybody talk, not really caring about what's going on, being like, "Why am I out here?" Right? And then I'll go inside and watch a show, and then Madeline will come and be like, "Why aren't you outside socializing?" I'll be like, "Well, because I don't really care. I'm sorry, I just don't." So
Right.
yeah,
Well, I think that
and I feel like none of us are like that.
are good socializers.
Well,
Trevor is.
yeah, Trevor is, but I should say in certain situations, like when all of our, like for the Indy 500 party, when all of them come over, like none of us can be seen anywhere except for Trevor. And that's not to say that we don't talk to our family members. Of course we do. I'll make my rounds, right? I'll go to like Uncle Harry and Aunt Janice and all of them, be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Whatever. But I'm not going to stay out there.
Right. I think you're more likely to stay out there now than you would have been before.
Yeah, of course, yeah, I think so too.
But I think that some people just do better with noise and the chaos, and other people don't.
If it makes me a bad person, so be it. But
No, I don't think. I think your dad's really good in.
I think he's half and half.
He is really good until he gets tired, and then that's when he throws the towel in and goes and does something else.
That's the
He's-
thing, though, is I get tired very quickly.
He's way more good at. He's way better at visiting than I am.
Yeah, I think so too.
Thanks, Harrison.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, he is. I always. He's like the person you take to a party because they can hold a conversation.
Well, that's why I take Madeline to parties,
Right.
Because she acts. Well, I don't know if I should say that, but she doesn't.
No, Madeline is fantastic at
She's
talking to
she's
people.
good at socializing, and she acts like she loves it, but she really doesn't. So like she'll act like she is really invested in what's going on in your life and how you're doing, when in reality she doesn't really care.
She does, though.
So,
I bet she
but-
does on some level.
I bet she does on a little level, but that's the thing is I can't put up that facade. Like when I don't care.
No,
I'm digging myself a hole. I'm making myself look so bad.
no, I think
But,
yeah,
like,
I
you
think
can- like,
Madeline
like, you can
is
tell, and it
like Richie
happened.
that way. They can
And-
both go
I
into
know they can.
people they don't know, and have a conversation.
And it happened at the party, and I
That's
caught
a
myself.
very good skill. And I think it's also important to know that that is something they're not good at. And so then when it really does matter to the other person,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
then
When I can turn
you,
it on, I can turn it on.
right.
Like if I'm going to a job interview or like something like if it's important for something regarding a job or anything like that, anything
Or
related
if it's
around that.
important to her, then
Or if
it's
it's important, exactly right. If it's important to her, something like that.
Say you were
Right.
going to go socialize with the people from her work.
Right.
Then
right.
you wouldn't want to
Then
be
I-
some stick in the
Right.
mud
Exactly. And then I can turn it on
because she's
right?
talked all these amazing things about you.
Right.
And then when you don't socialize and you
Oh.
want to go home early from
no.
a party,
That's what I'm saying.
then I'm saying this for
No,
Dad's sake
no.
because he did that.
That's funny. No, but
no, just kidding.
no. But I can turn it on like for those situations, right?
Right.
Like I do a great job at that. But like you'll know when I don't care. Like it happened at the party or when they came over after the parade this weekend. And one of her cousins was talking to me. She was like, "How's work?" I was like, "It's good. It's busy." That's what she was like. Good. Afterwards, I was like, "Ooh," I was like, I probably should have said more. But yeah, so yeah, I got on that. I got along with that topic. I have something that I think Holden has as well, and maybe Johnny.
Well, I think that though also I must say before we move on that is very important that sometimes that you're visiting for that other person's sake, not Madeline's. I'm talking the person that you're having the conversation.
Oh no, I know. It's not.
That sometimes
I mean,
it's important
it's not
to
all about
them
me.
for you to have the
Yeah.
conversation.
No, it's not. Yeah, of course. Like I think about that all the time. I'll think about like there's so many situations where I couldn't text grandmom or granddad back, where I wouldn't take their phone call, right? But I don't know. I mean, how do I say this? I don't know when their time. I guess I could say this about anybody, but I don't know when their time is going to end. They're getting older,
Right.
and so I want to talk to them as much as possible before that time comes. And it might not, it might not be for a decade or two. I don't know. Who knows?
Right.
But I wish I was my age now when Grandpa Rocchio was still alive because I would have done that.
Right.
I would have gone to Grandma and Granddad's house, or I would have gone to Grandpa Rocchio's house and talked to him, and
Right.
just like know more about him, right?
Right.
And obviously, as a young, 10, 12-year-old, I'm not gonna.
It's totally different.
I'm not.
You
Gonna
don't
take
have that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take advantage of it. And no.
Right.
But I think in those situations, and not just grandma and granddad, but anybody that I think about like that in my head, I'll do that.
Right.
So anyway, but going back to what I was talking about, when we go to Florida or when I go to St. Louis or when I go anywhere, this could be very weird. It might just be a me thing, but whenever I leave my house, I'm instantly thinking about when I'm going to be back.
Right.
Do you do that?
Yeah. I don't think that's. What do you mean? What do you mean by you're instantly thinking you're looking forward to coming back to your own
Yes,
house?
like I'm looking forward to coming back. And I heard this on a podcast, which made me feel better because I was like, I don't think that I'm the only one that does this, but I think Holden probably does it as well.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like going anywhere. I don't know about Johnny, but I don't know. But like when we left for Florida, and I had a great time in Florida, but when we left for Florida, and towards the end of the week, I was like, I'm ready to go home. I'm just ready. My bed's waiting for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how they all feel. I think everybody.
Like when I go to St. Louis, I'm like, I love everybody, but I'm ready. I'm excited to go home.
Well, isn't that a good indicator that you're in the right place and doing the right things and happy with?
Yeah.
I mean, right. I mean, maybe if you feel that way.
I've always been that way though.
If you're feeling like you want to stay away, then that might be an indication of a problem.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, I guess I think I am very accustomed to routine. I don't think I like getting out of my routine. And I think that's what it all comes down to. I don't like being away from home that much because that's where I come to work at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever, depending on the day. I go home around 4:35. I either play games, watch a movie, hang out with Madeline or whatever, work out on Tuesday, play basketball on Wednesday. I'll go box on Saturday. It's like all this stuff lines up, and I guess I feel comfortable, but
Yeah.
it just, I don't know. I don't like getting out of that routine.
That zone.
Yeah, because it messes me up. Like this weekend, if we hadn't got, I love going to see Madeline's family. I wouldn't have gained 2 pounds if we went to St. Louis. Which then goes back to my routine. I wouldn't have gained 2 pounds. I wouldn't, Anyway, so
Yes, no, I get that.
I just think it's fascinating because I don't know. Madeline is not like that at all, which is why I think it's interesting. When she's gone, she's basking in all of it, and she loves it. Like in Florida, she hates leaving. She gets
Right.
depressed when she comes back, to the point where I'm like, maybe okay. She's like, I just want the beach. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I can pour sand out in the backyard, but I don't know. So I just think it's interesting how we have those two different mindsets
Oh yeah.
about I guess it's vacation in a way.
Yeah.
But
No, I get that. I get that. I think that I agree with you. I think a lot of people are that way, and a lot of people crave the getting away from the routine.
yeah,
Because for some people that routine is either, bogging them down or creating stress, or
I think a lot of it also comes down to knowing what I'm going to do. Like, I don't know what I'm going to, I guess in a looser sense, I know what I'm going to do on Wednesday. I know what I'm going to do on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But when we
right.
go up to Florida, I don't know. So, like, subconsciously, I'm probably thinking like that. I don't know. It's getting kind of philosophical. It doesn't need to get this philosophical.
Yep. Interesting.
Yeah. You were talking earlier about something that we are doing with the clinic and the podcast regarding bringing somebody on. And basically, to get straight to it, my brother John is going to be an intern for me over the summer and help me with anything video related. Honestly, just a bunch of miscellaneous tasks, if to put it kindly or shortly. I have to make like thumbnails. I have to do the podcast clips. I have to just do a bunch of other stuff like that, and that I don't necessarily need to be doing, and
Right.
that there's something that John could be doing.
Right.
So with him being here, I'm also going to teach him how to produce the podcast, so I can be on the podcast.
Yep.
Be on the couch and see how that goes. So I'm pretty excited. I'm
Couch.
meeting with him this week to go over some stuff, go over expectations and
Okay, he was hilarious
pay and
when
stuff like that.
he called me and he goes, Harrison needs to meet with me on Wednesday. And I said, okay, about? And he goes, about this job for the summer. Because, and so I need to get a ride up there. And I'm like, okay, well.
Which Dad's going to probably take him, right?
Yeah. I was like, we can get you to the clinic. I was like, what about practice? And he's like, I already talked to my coach. I'm running from home because it's the day after a meet. So then I've got that covered. And I'm going to meet with them about what the job entails and the expectations. So.
Yeah. I told him it's very interesting because I think as a young man, I wonder if he'll understand. I'm sure he will. But coming into the clinic, I quickly realized that work is work is work and family's family. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have to kind of draw that line,
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
And so I feel like since I've started here, we've been able to maneuver around that line very well.
Mm-hmm.
And so John can't come in here. Like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, what's up? What's up? I don't know. Like, he's got to.
Yeah.
He's
He
got-
needs
he's
an
got-
air of professionalism.
Right. He's got.
But you also have to remember he's 15.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's going to be interesting to see if he'll.
Yes.
I mean, it's not going to happen instantly, but I'm hoping over time. I think he's going to enjoy it. I think he's going to have a good time.
But when I had him helping over COVID when we were curbside and we needed extra hands, he did understand.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
If somebody's calling you and needs help, you need to go help.
Yeah.
When you this and this and this. I do think that all of you guys really do understand the privilege of having the clinic as a business and as a family business, and also understanding that it's our responsibility as a family to make sure that it runs the way it should run, and
Right.
that we take care of the people that work for us, and
Right.
that all of that. I think
Yeah.
as everybody gets that, that we're responsible for almost 50 people in terms of making sure that we practice sound business principles so that everybody can get a paycheck to buy their groceries, to, you know what I mean? Like it's,
Yeah.
you know,
I think
and I
he'll.
think
I
people
think.
get
I think
that.
he'll
I think
pick
you
up
guys
on
get
it.
that.
Yeah, I think he'll pick up on it pretty quickly, even just seeing me interact with the employees. Because I've told Dr. Duckwall this when we were having our meeting for MythBusters, but the way I act at home and the way I act here is completely different. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but
I don't think you're that different. What do you mean?
you think so? I don't know. I don't. I think I'm. I don't think I. And this isn't a bad thing, but I don't think I'm completely myself here because I feel like I can't.
Oh, I would agree with that. That you're
Yeah.
much more. Yeah, you
Yeah.
are reserved and you are very
Right.
professional when you are here.
Right.
So I think that, which I think speaks volume to creating credibility.
Right. No,
So because the
I learned
staff,
that being
right?
an RA.
I mean,
Yeah.
anytime you're working with a family business, the fear, right, would be that, oh, it's a shit show, right? It's chaos.
Mm,
The husband and the wife don't get along. Oh crap, they're bringing in their kid now.
right.
Like, it's going to be some massive disorganized
Right.
drama.
Right.
And the best thing that people have said is, who's Richie? Because they don't know, right? I mean,
Where is he? I don't know.
he stays in his lane, I stay in my lane. There's no drama. There's no family drama. They're like, you wouldn't even know that he works here. Or you wouldn't even know that Harrison is necessarily their son other than he's,
Right.
name, his
Right.
last name is such. But I think that that's something that I've really prided myself and ourselves on, is the fact that it can be a family business, but is extremely organized and not and without drama.
Right. I mean, I learned that being an RA. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember seeing all the RAs that would be good friends with their residents, and it would just go terribly.
Yeah.
They would not do well.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think in our industry, it's known. I mean, there's a lot of husband wife
Oh, yeah.
teams, right?
Mm.
So either the practice manager is a wife and the husband's a veterinarian, or vice versa, or they're both veterinarians, or whatever it might be. So it's historically known for being dramatic. And so one of the interview questions we always get from potential interviewees is, do they get along?
Right.
Oh, I understand that. He works here. Do they get along?
Right.
How involved is he in the business? Because that can be really hard, for employees.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree.
So yeah, we've been really, really lucky.
We have been. To be quite frank, I don't know how it works.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like it just happens.
Yeah, it does. But that's because your dad and I like working with each other.
You're right.
And we have
It would be a catastrophe if you didn't. So.
right. Well, and I think from the very beginning, we've always shared a similar. We have the same vision for our family,
Right.
and for what we wanted the objective to be. What are the end objectives? So we're constantly working in tandem to accomplish those things.
Right.
And I think I'm proud of the fact that we've been a good example for other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In terms of what is a working relationship like, and what do two people that love each other, how do they treat one another? I think people are able to see that, and I feel good about being an example of that.
Right. Right.
And that's because your dad's a really good guy.
Yeah. He's all right.
So,
He's okay.
yeah.
Just hangs out in Tennessee all the time. Uh-huh. not even making time for his kids. Jesus. Hey, Dad, I'm over here.
Oh,
I'm quite literally the only man in the clinic now.
You know what he's saying is,
I'm
no,
the only guy.
Jonah Harry is here.
Jonah
who's-
Harry's here for 3 weeks. And
For
I'm
3
stranded by
weeks, he's
myself.
an extern. If any of you guys see him, if your clients out there, if you guys see him in an exam room, make sure you say hi. Super nice guy. He's doing a 3-week externship. He's a Purdue student. His dad owns a veterinary clinic in Fort Wayne that he will be a part of when he finishes graduation.
Mm-hmm.
So he's here learning some different things. And yeah, so it's fun having another guy.
Yeah. For 3 weeks. Yeah.
For 3 weeks.
Yeah. It'll be interesting having John here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite the dynamic having him in here in this room. This room is pretty big. I mean, it's filled with a bunch of stuff. You guys can't really see it, but he's having a desk right up here against the wall, and we're back to back. And I'm very interested to see how the dynamic is.
If he talks to you,
So-
like distracts you the whole time.
Yeah, like I don't know, like we both play games. We're both like, I'm much more techie than he is, but he's still like we both have very similar interests.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And so yeah, I could talk to him about games for a few hours. So that's not going to happen. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not sure.
I think you guys will work fine together. It'll be
Going
fun for him. And then I thought it was great because he's going to be kind of like the example, or we're going to use him as a guinea
a
pig.
guinea
But I
pig
think,
for future
yeah,
interns.
for
Yeah.
other high school students that might want to
Right.
learn, because like Garen does the
Hmm.
externships or Westfield
Yeah.
does externships, then we could actually have a high school student come in
Right.
and who's interested in video
Right.
production or podcast productions, whatever it might be,
Yeah.
and we have them do
It's
an
so
externship.
weird thinking that, like, I don't know, I'm gonna be taking care, or I'm gonna be like the higher. Like, I'm not an expert by any means, but I'm considered the expert
Yeah,
at this point. Like,
yeah.
they're looking at podcast production, and I'm by no means a podcast producer. I don't know. I don't consider myself one.
Yeah, but
But
you've learned a lot and you've done a great job. So,
yeah. So
yeah,
any
I think we
future
could
interns
open
that
up.
kind of know my stuff, if you want to come,
Yeah, I think we can open up some doors for some people
yeah,
just to learn some others. Give people, because like you think about like in Westfield or Carmel High School,
yeah.
whatever.
There's
There's
really nowhere to
no
do that kind of stuff, is
right
there? Yeah. I
that
guess
where
you're
you
right.
could actually do the work.
Yeah.
You could probably go in, you could probably observe, but could you actually do
I
the
will
work?
say, after my experiences with internships, I'm trying to learn from their mistakes in terms of introducing software like my editing software, Premiere, the Adobe Suite, just making learning a much easier and fun process. Because I did a few interns where they kind of just throw you in and they're like, here you go. I'm like, okay, well, what am I supposed to be doing?
Right.
Well, how does this work? I've never done this stuff. You want me to export this to this, but there's just so much going on. I didn't know what to do, and I'm too nervous to ask questions. So I feel like I need to like act like I know what I'm doing. Like I'm trying to not do that.
Right.
So because mainly those experiences put a sour taste in my mouth, it made me realize that not everybody knows what they're doing. So
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah,
So I think that's something fun we can
yeah.
develop
Going back
for the
to
community.
Going back to St. Louis, I forgot to mention that Madeline's aunt had her baby.
Noah,
Yes, Noah.
congratulations.
Yeah, it actually unfortunately was a hard delivery. They had to use forceps to deliver the baby properly because apparently he was too high or something like that. So
Okay.
he came out all bruised and
Oh,
whatnot. His face was all bruised. They had to check him and make sure that he didn't have any brain damage or anything like that, which is really scary.
yeah.
So I didn't even know that. I mean, I should have probably concluded that, but I didn't even know that they used forceps or anything like that.
They don't, not very often anymore, I
Yeah.
don't think.
I think the hospital was very adamant on not doing C-sections. Like they're known for their C-section numbers being low, and they try everything possible before a C-section. Like C-section is the last thing they do
Right.
as a last resort. So they use the forceps. Madeline's funny. Madeline's on baby fever. Oh my God. She picked out a ton of clothes while we were in St. Louis. Her Aunt Andrea, who just had the baby, brought all these girl clothes because she also has Eleanor, who's 2 years old. She's a girl. So she's outgrown all of her baby clothes. And Andrew was like, yeah, I'm just going to bring these mine. You can look through them. And Madeline's like, great. Madeline went through and got a ton of clothes.
Oh
So
my God.
we have baby clothes now for God knows. I don't know. Who? I don't know what we're doing with them. I do think it's cute. I'm being hard on Madeline, but I do think it's cute. She
Yes.
does.
Well, you're
um,
just as guilty of baby fever.
I was. Now I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, am I going to have enough time to myself? I don't know.
No.
No, you
Here,
won't.
let me answer
Yeah,
that question
no.
for you.
No, you won't.
No. The
So
answer
I
is
don't
no.
I do. What's funny is I mean, having a dog is nothing like having a baby, right? But I remember getting into that mindset when I got Moose, and it was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, babies last much longer before they can fend for themselves. But I remember thinking that, like with Moose, like I was waking up at early times, like I
Yeah.
was doing it all myself.
You did.
So
You did.
Yeah.
You did. We had Dr. Dudley had her baby. which
Dr. Dudley
everybody,
had her baby too.
Yeah.
We posted a picture on our social media pages. Did very well.
Kennedy Marie is her name.
Got Kennedy Marie Dudley. Got 200 plus likes. She's very cute.
Very cute.
Very cute. Her
So-
she sent Dudley sent us a picture in our group me all-star chat, and it was right after she was born, or maybe a few hours after she was born, and she had these pursed lips
Yeah.
with a little bow on. It
Yeah.
was cute.
It was super
very
cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to them.
Everybody was wishing her congratulations. So
I'm trying to think of the news we
Very-
missed last week since we didn't do the podcast last week.
the,
And then Johnny turned 15.
John turned 15. Went to a hibachi grill.
Yep.
It was fun, man. It was good.
It was good. And Calvin went and didn't like anything.
You're right. Yes, that was funny. Calvin quite literally did this face the entire time.
Yes, the angry face.
Yeah.
No, you did not just put sauce on my chicken.
Yeah, I know. Jesus. He was like he had like a little bit of rice on his plate. He was like, "Dad, get this off. Get him."
Yeah, I don't think he ate anything.
No.
Like
It's so
everybody
good.
ate his food. Johnny ate
Yep.
all of his food.
It was
his
so
rice
it
and
was
his,
so good.
yeah.
Oh man, I love that place.
So that was good. That was fun time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else you got on your talking points for today?
We are currently I put out a poll last week to see what our next super fun video should be. And to my surprise, people picked the standoff clip, which I can show you after this. The
Okay.
standoff clip from The Office over the lip sync video.
Yeah.
So people must be getting pretty tired of the lip sync videos.
We haven't done one for a while.
Honestly, not complaining because they take forever.
They are intense productions.
Listen, it may not look like a lot. Like if a video editor or video producer were to watch that video, they'd probably be like, "This is crap." But it takes a lot of work to choreograph everything, to line everything up, to get. I tell you, when I'm getting things ready to go, and all these girls are there, all these people are there, they will not just. I'll be directing. I'll be like, "Hey guys, like, can you do it here?" And they'll be like, talking to their girlfriends. Blah, blah. I'll be like, "Hey, can you come over?" They'll be like, "What?" I'll be like, "Oh my god, can you just like walk backwards, please?" Like, oh my god, it's just. I mean, I'm sure I can't even. You know, I was thinking about that after we finished the last one. Which, if you haven't watched it, go check it out. It was the
Queen.
the
Don't
Queen.
Stop Me Now.
Don't Stop me now. Which was
It was good because
It
you
was
put
good.
in the inserts like with
it
the
was
different
very
things.
very good. I think it was yeah. And then we did a mini lip sync too with
Santa.
the Blake Shelton and
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani song, which actually turned out pretty good. That was pretty good. But I don't even remember where I was going with that.
You thought about something. It must have been
Oh.
difficult.
Yeah, I thought about after that video was done, I thought about how difficult it must be for these directors that film big movies. Can you imagine filming something like Transformers or something like that? Absolutely. Where like half of the movie is things you can't see.
Right. It's all green screen.
Well, yeah, like what do you even an actor, like how do you even like have emotion? Like you're looking at a green cube. You're like, "Oh my god." It's like how do you even like do anything? I don't know. So praise them. I don't even care if the movie's bad or not. Like applause for me, dude.
Yeah,
You know.
I think it would be really difficult. I was watching the production of something. Oh, it was what's his name on Disney, Mandalorian,
Oh, the
and
Mandalorian.
how they filmed Mandalorian.
Yeah,
I
that's
was like,
that's
wow.
a whole different kind of beast though, because they make it so they don't actually film on site anywhere.
Right.
They have that massive LED wall.
Yeah.
I think it's LED where they just put the backgrounds on there, custom made backgrounds, and they film in there, which honestly is genius. I bet it saves a crap ton of
Oh,
money.
it saves a ton of money. I'm sure.
So, and I'm sure it's way more efficient. So, applause to Disney. Speaking of Disney, we just got done watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Me and Madeline, very good.
Okay,
Very good.
I watched A Week Away, which is like Glee. It's like High School Musical. And it is the High School Musical of this era.
Yes,
It's called A Week Away.
a week away. Okay.
And one of my favorite all-time singers, Amy Grant, was part of the production, like making it and developing some of the songs. They used one of her songs, and then she wrote some other songs, and it was just really cute. And the songs are awesome.
Well, good.
So it's called A Week Away. If your kids are in that like 10 to 15 year range, 8 to 15, somewhere in there, they would probably 8 to, I don't know, 14, 15. They probably would think it's really cute.
Yeah.
And it's adorable. So definitely watch that. It's good for Netflix if you don't want to. If you like music and you like the show Glee, or you liked, you like music in shows like that, Zoe and the Extraordinary
Oh yeah.
whatever,
The
like where they're singing and acting at the same time kind of
Yes.
thing. That's what this was like, and it was just done really well.
Yeah.
Netflix original.
Sounds right up your alley.
I know, it was great. I already downloaded the soundtrack.
Wow. That is true dedication. Somebody mail her something over here.
So, and then what was
mail her
the
some
other
merch.
thing? Did you watch the Tom Clancy Amazon, the new?
No.
I didn't watch that. I only
I
got
heard-
2.5
I-
stars.
I-
But then
I-
I was like,
yeah, I
"Eh."
heard it was pretty decent. I heard it was decent, which I'm like, okay, I don't have time for it then.
Yeah.
We've been rewatching the MCU movies, and we just watched a week ago we watched Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Very good. It's one of the best MCU movies in the entire 4 phases. I think I loved it so much, and then after that it was cool because we were watching The Winter Soldier, and then right after that we were watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So it was cool seeing the characters and whatnot now versus then. And obviously, spoiler alert, but Falcon is now Captain America, and his suit is fire. So
At our festival that we went to, I found, not me, Dad found a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You're gonna want it for your statue
I
show.
would love it.
Did Dad? No, you don't
No,
get
I
it.
don't know
You don't get to keep it.
why.
You get to see it. I
Wait,
get to keep
Did
it.
you buy it?
He bought it. It's this thing. It was on an antique, and it looks like an antique, and it's basically Captain America's motorcycle.
Oh, no way!
It's
Really?
so cool. And I
No
kept trying to.
way.
Yeah, Dad found it at those. at
Wait,
those
like his old
antique-
motorcycle from like
Yeah.
the first
fifth-
Avenger.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And it has.
Does it have the shield on the front?
Yes.
Oh man.
I think so. I have to have Dad take a picture of it and send it to you.
Oh, that's a great purchase.
Wow,
I'm
and so
totally
he's like,
gonna
I
steal
really
that.
want to get this motorcycle. And he goes, look at all the detail and da da da. And I go, what does it remind you of? And he said, he guessed right away. He's like Captain America because it has the American flag like on the gasoline, the gasoline can.
And it
then-
has the shield on it.
I can't remember if it has the shield on it or
Because the
not.
shield's on the front. Like
Yeah.
he puts it on the front.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't. No,
man.
I don't think it has the shield on the
Okay.
front. But when you see it, you're gonna go. I mean, it's the only thing you would think of is Captain
Okay.
America. And so I asked Calvin too. I was like,
Yeah.
when you look at this, who do you think of? And he was like Captain America.
Man, there are so many. I've had to refrain from many purchases these past few months. Of
But I'm putting it.
getting
It's
stuff
at the
on my
it's at the
shelf.
lake house. It's like
That's
this
super
big.
cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm holding off. I'm saving up for this patio, but afterwards I'm going crazy. I'm just telling you. There's a Deadpool. The company that Hasbro makes all of these really, really cool replicas of Star Wars helmets or the Infinity Gauntlet from Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, stuff like that. And they're like real legit replicas, and they're really cool that you can use too. They have sounds and they light up and whatnot. They're totally not meant for 24-year-olds, but there's this Deadpool like animatronic. It was just his
Yeah.
head. Okay, it was just his head, but he could say like 200 different sayings,
Oh,
and
wow.
like his face actually moved with
Oh,
it.
creepy.
It reminded me of the Yoda thing that
Yoda.
Dad had.
Yeah.
And it was half off. It was $50. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I want this so badly, but I didn't get it because I was like,
Good job.
Madeline would kill me.
Refraining.
Because then she'd say to me, as she does all the time, so what's that over there? Oh, it's just my Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, well, where's my patio? I'm like, oh, well, let me check on that real quick.
Oh gosh. that's
Speaking
too
of the patio,
funny.
it's being installed at the end of June, beginning of July.
There you go.
So, yep.
That'll be good.
Then onto the countertops.
One thing after another.
Yep.
And Casey and
Nope. Don't say that.
they're moved in.
Oh, they're moved in. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry. I thought you were going to say something else. Not like they would watch this anyway, but.
Gosh. Well,
yes. No, they're not moved in yet.
they haven't moved in.
No,
yet.
they're moving in actually at the end of this weekend.
Okay. That's
They'll
cool.
be moving in on Sunday. Oh, God.
Well, guys, that's probably enough information for
Yeah.
the week. Did you have any other bullet points that you'd like to cover?
Let's see here. Let's read off my list here real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Recent lake house trip. Check. STL trip. Check. HBK new intern. Check. Too much grass in the backyard. We did not talk about that. But it was just that the grass is growing at an exponential rate in
That's
my backyard.
good. You paid to have
Yeah, I
that
know,
done
but
last year.
my mower is crap, and I don't have a bag for my mower. So when I
Oh.
mow, it's just a
Why
bunch
don't
of
you have a
leftover
bag
grass.
for your mower?
I just didn't buy it when I bought it. I should have, but I end up mowing the grass back in the backyard like 2 or 3 times so I can get all the little stuff like
Right.
It ends up eventually just like floating, going away.
Yeah.
If you mow it that much, if you didn't, it would just be like a mound. There.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know if I should buy a bag or not because the grass that's growing really rapidly is where the patio is going to go.
Oh.
So do I buy a bag or no? Do I wait? I don't know. So
Yeah.
the patio schedule check. Not being cool enough.
Not being cool enough.
No, not for me. Not for me. Madeline, we had this joke where where I'm like, she thinks she doesn't think. How do I say this so I don't look terrible? She doesn't know all the slang and lingo now.
Well, yeah. So am I. So neither do I.
Well, I know, but yes, I know, but it's understandable because
I'm old.
yes,
Okay.
you're not old, but yes. So, all these new things are coming out, and like you see people on the street like doing this with their elbows and stuff like that, which means ice in my veins, by the way. And
That means you're cool.
And it doesn't mean you're cool, but like
you're
but
cool under
it's like,
pressure.
It's like a joke, right? Like all the cool lingo and slang, like you're cool, right?
Right.
And so Madeline, she came up to me one day. She said, "Hey, what does this mean?" And I'm over here cracking up because this is the last thing I thought was going to happen when I got home. I didn't know she was going to ask me about all these 14-year-olds doing this, right? And so me being the person I am, being caught up on all this stuff, I'm like, that means ice in my veins. She's like, what does that even mean? I'm like, well, I mean, like if you do, like, say you make a shot or something, like you make a game-winning shot in basketball, like it's ice in my veins, baby. You know what I mean? Like I'm just good, right? Like I'm cool or something, And so
Oh god.
Madeline's just like, okay. She's like, okay, I guess I'm not cool enough. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, you're right. You're not cool enough. She's like, what does that mean? I'm just joking. So it was just like a, funny thing. Currently planning super fun video check and losing your weekend / having the feeling of thinking of home check. So
You've covered it all.
yes. Speaking of, when I'm on the podcast more, this will be happening more often. So
That was a good list.
yeah, where the conversation will not have any pauses. And Dad will always know what to say
Okay.
instead of being like, yes. Emily, say something.
That is not what he does.
Yes, he does. That's what he'll say. Because what happens is he'll be like, yeah, so. And they'll start laughing. Then you'll start laughing like that. And he'll be like, what are we talking about now? You can just look at the points.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, we will wrap up this week's podcast.
All right.
It was great having you back as a guest. I'll decide whether or not we ask you back next week.
Yeah. I can decide whether or not to turn on the cameras. So.
Okay, everybody. Don't forget, you can check us out most Mondays, mid-afternoon, or on any of the places you consume podcasts.
Also, Mythbusters episode 1, season 3 is coming out tomorrow.
Boom.
And it's really, really good.
Also, we've got to welcome Dr. Schmoke, who's going to be starting in a couple weeks.
I meant to mention that. Dr. Schmoke is starting in a few weeks. I have informed her that her first week I will be taking pictures of her, and she's going to appear on the podcast.
Okay, sweet.
Might be a bit overwhelming for her.
All I know is I'm doing a video with her because
That's
her name
fine.
is Schmoke.
That's fine.
And it's going to be this. It's
I'm
going
sure
to.
she's
Can I
gonna
share
love
this
it.
with you before we go?
Sure.
Okay, so everybody can be anticipating because my creative videos
Yes, go
that I
ahead.
come up with and I just dump them on Harrison. So I want to have a microphone come down from the ceiling, and I want it to be like, "Let's go Rumble," or whatever the guy says. Okay, and then you go. In corner number 1, wearing green scrubs with a we've got Lauren Smoke or whatever we want her
Yes.
nickname to be, and then
Okay.
we have Smoke, and she comes through the smoke because her name is Smoke.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. That's my creative idea. Now you make it into something
Okay.
amazing.
Gotcha.
But I want the microphone to come down like the
That's
guy
fine.
does
That's easy.
from the
It's
ceiling.
the other stuff that's hard.
Yeah, and then we were like, in corner number, you know how they do that, and then they say,
Mm-hmm.
wearing the green trunks, coming from Puerto Rico with his family. They go through like they say
Yes,
like
they
a bunch
do.
of stuff.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so that's what it's gonna be.
Okay.
All right, enough of that, everybody.
There's something else I was going to say though. Oh yeah, ASVC merch is no longer.
Okay,
I have deleted that page.
delete if you need
or
something.
deleted that website. It was burning a hole in our pockets, and it was a waste of money.
Okay, well, if you need a shirt
So-
though, if you need an ASVC
If you need
shirt,
a shirt, you're gonna have to slip me some cash on the down low.
yeah, let HBK know because we've got them and
They're no
they
longer
are
online.
comfy.
Yep.
All right, everybody. We will see you next Monday, somewhere around lunch. And don't forget to check us out on any of the podcast channels. And have a great week.
All
We'll
right.
see you next time
See you
on
guys.
Five Boys in a Business.
Now I have to go turn off the. We haven't ended yet because I'm not over there hitting the end of the live video. Let me go back over there.